Well, the building's done, the interior isn't, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Even though we don't have any money, we will have money shortly because we have a tremendous amount of logs to be exporting. So there's really no need to be worrying whatsoever about a lack of money. These guys are going to be heading out of here. They're going to be exporting all those logs, and there you go. We suddenly have, I reckon, enough money to probably go ahead and put some of these walls and doors and all that in here. So let's go ahead and start just chucking the doors in. Let me go ahead and start throwing in some of the walls too, because those are going to be needed just a little bit. This room down here, I think, was going to be a staff room, if I remember correctly, so that's totally fine. This area up here was our communal holding cabin, if I remember correctly. Terminology is going to be a little bit interchangeable throughout this Let's Play, just so we're clear. You may hear from time to time things being referred to as jail cells. That is, in fact, just a... It's what's referred to as a colloquialism. It is, it's like the, someone gets sent to camp for the summer and they're like, oh man, it's like I'm in prison. It's like that. You know what I mean? You know when kids refer to school as being like prison? It's like, haha, you're right there, Timmy. It's just like prison, isn't it? You little, you rascal, you. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's what it is. It's not literally a prison. It's not. It's alleged. People will be like, oh, it looks like one. It's not. It isn't. It's fine. Let's throw a nice secure door on there. And I want to prioritize all of that work to get it done as quickly as I can. I did forget to put some walls in there. I don't actually have the money to put walls in there. That's interesting. Fortunately, we can fix that a little bit by doing this. There we go. Now we have the money to put walls in there. And now you're seeing why exactly I wanted the thing that gives me crazy numbers of trees. Because it gives me crazy numbers of trees, and they're great for exports. Now let's go ahead and just throw some lights into all of the offices here. Is that door in the wrong spot? Is that door in the wrong spot? One of those doors is in the wrong spot. I think it's this one. This one's in the wrong spot, isn't it? That is a little bit awkward. Okay, we're going to need to dismantle you and get that prioritized. We're going to want to go in and put a brick wall in its place with a staff door right there instead. And then dismantle that light as well. So let's get all that prioritized so that all of this space can be opened up a little bit. This communal holding cabin can just have some lights thrown into it. And then this space down here, going to be kind of a similar story. It is going to need a nice door on it though, so let's throw a door just down there, and that should be fine. So prioritize all of that work as well. And then the main building is essentially sorted. We need to get the door on there. We do need to get this down here built as well. So let's go ahead and say that this is just going to be built out of concrete, which is totally fine. If we go to walls, we can put a nice little fence just here. And we'll put ourselves a nice, let's say, let me see, what way do these doors open? So it needs to be facing... So I think I did this in the previous series, but if you look there, the door that's been placed is a little bit more to the left than the one I'm trying to place. So if the door is a little bit more to the left, it'll open down. So what we want to do is place this one so it opens down into the wall, because it's just going to look a little bit better. And then the staff doors, I assume, will just open from left to right. So that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and get this all built, because we kind of need to get power in here. And while that's going on, we can go ahead and start designating some rooms. So obviously these are all going to be offices, and that's going to be plain and simple. This is going to be a holding cabin. We're going to have a shower. We are going to have, I suppose, a staff room down here, which we could put a kitchen sort of attached to if we really wanted to, and I'm kind of tempted to do that, and I think I will, to be honest. So if we go to kitchen and we say, build me a kitchen there, we can go to walls and throw a nice little sort of brick wall. Just, let's see. I want to do this kind of thing, actually, because I have an idea. If I go like this, I can actually do some toilets in the staff area as well, which they will really appreciate. So something like this can loop around a little bit. And then what we do is we simply grab a regular old door, and we'll divide those two areas, and that should be fine. We'll get that all prioritized just a little bit in there. And power is actually in as well, so that's good. Let's go and get the water pump and place it in there. We'll run some pipe across to power that. And we'll divide these two spaces up with a single wall right there. And that should be all right. Let's get you placed, and let me get... The door is in, that's good. Let's do just some paving stones straight through there as well. Prioritize all of that work so we can get all of that up and running. And then we need to run power, and we need to run water into the administration building, which is going to be a bit tricky. We can also go ahead and get the reception in here, though, which is actually just going to be a really simple sort of strip down the middle there. Going to be nothing too fancy about that at all. It's just going to be right there in the middle, and I'm totally okay with that. I am noticing my my pathways are getting a little bit overgrown already. That is concerning. Is what that is. That's going to take a bit of work to fix, but we'll get there. Not going to stress too much about it. Is this all up and running? No, it isn't. They didn't even put the cables in. Good job, guys. Doing a swell job down there. If you wouldn't mind just connecting up the water pump, that would be lovely. Is all I'm gonna say. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna? Yeah, you're gonna go do it. There you go. All right, so the water is up and running as well. Let's prioritize moving stuff to exports for a little bit, and let me grab a few more workmen. Let me get 24 of them. We can afford a lot of workmen. The more workmen we have, the more trees get chopped down. The more stuff gets moved out to exports, the more money we make. So this is kind of okay doing this with the workmen. So we'll just get a whole bunch of them and get all of the stuff moved out to export as soon as we can. I do want to get more of this in here, though. I want to try and get these paths nicely done before we let any campers into Camp Super Happy Fun Time Summer Camp. That is the official name, by the way. It is called Camp Super Happy Fun Time Summer Camp, and it's a good name. You know, it tested well with audiences, and I think people will really love their time here. So it's a good name. It's a solid name. It describes what the camp is about. You know, it's a camp that's about super happy fun time in the summer camp. It's obvious. You know, it's when it's not a name you got to think about. You don't need to. You don't hear the name and go, I wonder what that's about. You know, it's not misleading in the slightest. Anyway, we got a bit of money in there. Let me go ahead and get another 5 workmen. And let me go ahead and sell a bunch of the logs we have lying around there, because it makes my life so much easier. All right. We need to start filling out some of these rooms with different items. So this is a shower. Therefore, shower heads all along the walls there. Also going to need drains to stop the water from getting through. This right here is going to need some toilets and benches and all that stuff. So, bench, 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 bench. And what else does it need? Just toilets. All right. So the toilets can go 1, 2, 3. We can do some tiled walls sort of around those a little bit, just like that, to make it a little bit more private, and that'll be okay. We do technically need yards and kitchens and all that stuff. The good news is yards are very easy to do. So a yard can be as simple as that, really. And that will count as a yard. So that's that done, I think. Oh, it needs to be secure? Really? It's not secure? Oh, we haven't actually secured the perimeter yet. Okay, well, that'll be why. But eventually, those will be yards. Kitchens and canteens are going to need cookers, fridges, sinks, all that stuff. So I guess we look for a sink for one. We can get 2 sinks just up here. We can actually put a serving table in a staff room. I discovered this recently, so that's a thing we're going to do. We're going to want cookers, and those can go 1 and 2. And then fridges can go Let's see, 1 and 2 as well. And that'll be totally fine for that space. Staff room is going to need some wide sofas, which is totally fine by me. We're going to do, let me see, 1 and 2. And then we can do like a large TV right there if we really want to. Kind of expensive, but that's all right. Going to need drinks machines as well. We'll do 2 of those. And then I want to do arcade cabinets because that'll keep staff happy as well. So that'll be our staff room. Also going to probably want toilets. So we'll throw those in there. And what else do we need? So we need 2 guards, 2 cooks. Still need to build the canteen, which is going to be tricky, I think, to say the least. Also need to build offices, which is office desk, chair, filing cabinet, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and see if we can afford to do that. I think we can. So desk, chair, filing cabinet. Yeah, that's not too expensive. That totally works. Let's quick build and clone. And there's nothing to clone. Never mind. Let's just go ahead and prioritize that. And then we can go ahead and clone all the offices into each other and just make them all identical. Which, well, maybe we don't want to do that. We'll just build the 2 of them for the time being. I think this one is considered to be finished, so that's good. Clone you into there. And quick build that too. And that'll be our 2 offices. We are going to need to hire a warden, which we can go ahead and do. And then finance through bureaucracy. And then we need to hire an accountant, and then we get $5,000. So this is going pretty well. This is working out. Let me also go ahead and start putting some things in here. Because reception should have some nice mosaic floor, I think. We can prioritize that job just a little bit to make it more obvious where the reception part is. These guys are actually doing a decent job with the paths. It's by no means perfect, but it's decent, and that's kind of all it needs to be right now. But it's coming together. Like, all of this is horrendously overgrown, but also sort of coming together. It's nice. Let's go ahead and see if we can just tidy up some of this a little bit. Because it's definitely a bit messy, is what we'll say about some of these paths. Definitely a bit messy. Now let's see. Decent little bit to export there. I think we're going to need to go in and start dismantling some trees so we can get more money on the go here. So start tearing all of this apart, if you gents wouldn't mind, and prioritize that so that we can hire more of you. Let's go up to 38 of you. Yeah, that's totally fine. 38 workmen. Works for me. So I think one quick look at my current bank balance will tell you that selling logs is stupid, crazy profitable. I've also gone ahead and started putting in the pipes and all that stuff and the electricity for the admin building. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do as well is start building the canteen for the campers. So that's going to be built out of plain old brick. A little bit expensive, but not too expensive. The solitary thought chambers are going to be built out of concrete because you don't want to be distracted by the intricate, beautiful patterns of brick when you are with your thoughts. You know, you want to be able to focus on what's important, which is the series of events that led to you requiring a solitary thought chamber. Does that make sense? I like to think that makes sense. Let me see here. I need to see what side this needs to be on. This needs to be on the right side. So that door and that door. Flip it around. That door and that door. And then all of these need to be 1, and we don't have enough money. Never mind. Let me sell some stuff out here so I can get the money for the solitary thought doors. Just nice and simple. That should hopefully be enough. And can we go and get the solitary thought door? We absolutely can. So there. And we can't do that one, but we can do that one. If these guys tear out the trees nice and quickly, we can totally do these 2, though. If you wouldn't mind, gents. You know, take your time. That's fine. Not like anyone's in a rush to get to summer camp, is it? There we go. And there we go. All right. So those are all going to get built nice and quickly, which is exactly what we want. That's going to be the pillars that hold up the cafeteria, canteen thing. And I guess we could probably get away with hiring 2 guards as well. So hire you 2, hire... No, we don't have the money to hire you 2. Never mind. That's fine. Has power been running here yet? It was almost running there. They were so close. They missed 1 bit. They literally missed 1 bit of cable. There we go. So now everything has power. This is up and working. This is not, though. I'm assuming because the pipe needs to run directly underneath the middle of it. It's the only reasonable explanation I can think of. There we go. So one of them's up and running, and the other one's up and running. I have automatic lights still turned on. That's bad. I don't want automatic lights. Do I need to go and dismantle all of those? I think I do. Dismantle all of the lights in here. I don't want automatic lights. I want to do them myself because it will look better. So what we can do is go and basically cancel all of the jobs to do that, and I think that's probably got us sorted there. So just prioritize taking out the lights, prioritize... Actually, can you cancel? Oh, that's a box with a light in it. Okay. So that's all been sorted. That building's actually up and ready to go, more or less. It needs its interior, but that's fine. That's what I mean when I say it's ready to go. All over here still doesn't have power. That's interesting. I guess that room is a little bit isolated from everything, so we don't have the money to give it power. Can we maybe prioritize moving things to export so that we can maybe get our hands on a little bit more cash? Because I feel like we need it. I do definitely feel like we need it, and I feel like I'm going to be a little bit sneaky and just grab myself some cash like that. There we go. So that got me a little bit. Let's go ahead and run the electrical cable down in here. And we'll run it right down into there, I guess, and over to there as well. So prioritize working on that to get the power into those 2 spaces. Why are you still not... No canteens accessible. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's not a huge deal. I mean, it is a huge deal. It's literally, you know, your campers aren't going to be able to eat. Are you okay with this? And apparently my answer is yes. Yes, I am. I am quite okay with that. But that's all right. We'll sort that shortly. I just want to put these walls into all of this space so that we can really see it come together. And so that we can go ahead and say door, door. So that we can go ahead and say staff door, staff door. And so we can go ahead and say large camp door as well. What side does this need to be on again to open up the way this time, I guess? That side. Okay. So we want that to be right there. And that should be totally fine. That will... Yeah, that gives us exactly the space we wanted. Let's prioritize building that wall. And let's start throwing some things in. Let's get this listed as a canteen, which is what all of that is. Let's get ourselves a kitchen as well. So the kitchen back here is going to be the main one. And so this canteen is going to need quite a few things. We're going to need a couple of serving tables, which can go like that. I want to put a bin right there. And I want to get a bunch of tables in here. Now, I don't know if these are going to go central, but we'll figure that out. Let's go 2 from the back wall. And can I get one? Oh, look at that. That's perfect. All right, so put some benches in there. And then what we can do is put some lights like this. Prioritize building all of that. And then I want to see if I can copy and paste all of that. Because if I can copy and paste all of that, that's absolutely perfect. Like 110% perfect right there. So there's the table. There's the bench. Technically, that is the canteen done. I think that's everything installed as well. So if we go to quick build clone, and I say... I guess I can just clone this, right? Yeah, I can totally just clone that. All right, let me cancel that real quick. Because what I actually want to do is clone this part and leave a gap, I think. But if I just do this... That's absolutely perfect. Look at that. Oh, look at that. I love it. So this is going to be a pretty nicely lit up and nicely spaced out canteen, I think. I'm actually really pleased with that. I'm really pleased with that. I know it's so simple. I know it's nothing fancy. It's not an amazing design. It's nothing like that. But I'm really pleased with that. Genuinely, really, really pleased with that. We'll get the lights in here. And then we can bring some power and some water over here. Now, power I'm going to need to be careful with because obviously we can do 2 different circuits at some point with 2 different power generators. But I think for the time being, we'll just keep it. We'll do this. We'll just like run cable around the entire room. We can run cable into the kitchen like that. And run cable. Oh, we don't have the money to do that. Okay. We might very well need to get these guys tearing down some more trees. I think that's what we're going to need to do here. So let's dismantle all of this, please, gents. And let's make silly amounts of money for logs again. I've only just noticed that trees are completely overgrowing the deliveries area, and that is... Oh, wow, you can't even see the planning for half the areas. Wow. That's nuts. These trees are, like, way out of hand, man. That is, that's not good. That is not a good look. What is a good look, though, is getting a bunch more capacitors in here and getting power and water over to this area as well. Once this is built, we're pretty much in a spot where we can go ahead and start building the cabins, and then we can open up the camp to everybody. So I'm getting pretty excited about that. I think we're getting to a spot where I doubt it'll happen in this episode, but it will definitely be the next one where we're finally going to be able to actually open this up and bring people in. So that's going to be kind of cool. What I would like to do is I would like to see all these pipes and all of the cables get laid down here, because I would like to see the canteen and the canteen and the kitchen light up a little bit. That would be really nice. I'd also like to see... I really want to see the flooring get done right around here, because it's definitely not been... This whole area is... It looks like the aftermath of Jurassic Park is what it looks like right now. And I'm not sure... I am not sure I'm okay with that. It's not really supposed to look like the aftermath of Jurassic Park, but it very much does. So that's a bit of a worry. Hopefully we can sort that. Let me just prioritize all the work that's being done there and see if we can maybe, I don't know, get it done a little bit quicker and maybe just tidy things up a little bit. Because it's messy. It is definitely messy. Let's also throw in some lights to these rooms so that they're nice and lit up as well. I think we could... I wonder if we should throw more serving tables, and I think I will. I think another couple of serving tables might not be a terrible idea. So we'll throw those in there. How are we looking for power? Why is it not connected? Are we missing anything? We are missing a few bits, yeah. Let's just fill those in. We're missing a few bits around here as well. We're missing a bit there. And we're missing a bit right there as well. Also missing a pipe right there. So let's get those installed. Let's get the smaller pipes out to those as well. And then the electrical cable needs to connect to there. So that should all get connected. But it's all lit up, which is fantastic. That's what we want to see. So the canteen's good. If we go ahead and hire 2 cooks, we get $10,000. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us up to 10 cooks because I'm a madman that can't be stopped. Get 2 more workers. Let's bring us up to 10 guards there. Let's go to 12 guards because, again, I'm a maniac that can't be stopped. And let's hire an accountant because that's the thing we need to do as well. So we have an accountant. Let's go ahead and start laying out some offices here because that is a thing we are going to be needing. So we'll get all of the offices into this space. Now the chairs for the offices are always facing the doors. So we want to lay them out like this. Apparently one of them is missing a desk. Oh, no, it's not. Wait, is it? What's going on there? Why are you missing? You are missing a desk. How did that happen? All right, well, there's your desk. And then the filing cabinet goes bottom corner for those ones, top corner for those ones. And then if we prioritize all of that work, we should then be able to go into different areas here. Now, how much money do we have? 12,000. All right, I want security. I want psychology, I want health, education, maintenance, I want micromanagement, I want prison policy, sorry, camp policy. Basically, I want everything because we do need groundskeeping, we do need cleaning, We are going to need camp labor. We are going to need to get into security for deployment and patrols and all that stuff. So we kind of need everything under the sun there, which is going to take a little while to do, but that's not too big of a deal. We'll have the offices to pretty much manage all of that. Now let's go ahead and have a little look at reception and see what we're doing, because it's going to need some office desks as well. So those are going to go, I think, there and there. Going to need a chair and a chair. We'll do a light like that, so the area is at least a little bit brighter. And then we need tables too. So the tables can go something like that, I guess. And that should be totally fine. That'll be our reception area, which will be absolutely beautiful to have there. It'll brighten the area up a little bit too. So there we go. Reception is now ready to go. What else are we missing then? I guess at this point, we can take more grants to bring in a bit more money. We're going to need to be able to have, how many? 15 campers. We can totally do that. And then health and well-being will be a thing. But this one, I think, will be one we can do sooner. So there we go. We have $36,000. Look at this mess. Oh my god. Let's start putting in some cabins up here. So we'll get those built as soon as we possibly can. This is going to be a task. I think what I'm going to have to do is, say, dismantle pretty much everything in this corner. Like, we need to tidy this whole area up to try and get more path in there, more buildings in there. This whole corner, I think, needs gutted as best as we can manage. So let's go ahead and just prioritize all of that work so that all of my workers can go over there and do that. There's so many patchy paths around here that we need to deal with, but again, we can deal with that in due time. These sinks are also not working. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm assuming, oh, that's why. Yeah, that'll be the reason. And that right there as well. All right, we can, prioritize those at some point too. But this whole area just needs absolutely gutted. It needs absolutely cleared of trees before it's going to be safe for purpose. As the fence has actually been finished, though, which is nice. So we've got that going for us, at least. So can't really complain on that one. And just like that, we have 2 cabins, and they do the job. We have 2 more coming up as well, which are going to be right next to it. And essentially, we're going to have a big old row of these cabin things all the way down this road. We're going to have a bunch of them down here as well. But what we also need to get our hands on is a security chief. We need a foreman as well. We need cleaning and groundskeeping. So groundskeeping, cleaning, we'll get camp labor, deployment, intelligence, patrols, remote access, surveillance. Gonna need all that. Gonna need an armory as well at some point. Basically, there's a lot of things we need to get our hands on. So we'll have them all continue the research project there. And what we can go ahead and do at this point is actually go to clone. We can grab all of this right here. Bada boom, I want to say. And then we can do similar right here. Grab all this. And where do we want to put it? Right there, I think. Absolutely. So something like that. And that's all going to get cloned into that space. And that's going to give us capacity for a decent little number of campers, which is exactly what we want. And it's a nice looking area, I gotta say. It is a nice looking area. It's definitely not a bad cabin by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm kind of excited to see this all come together. And I'm thinking, honestly, we have a bit of money. Let's go ahead and do just 2 more. So when we extend it, we just need to do 7 by 8. Since we already have one of the walls there. And all we need to go in and do is hedge. We do our, not that door. We do that door. We can't do that door, annoyingly. But if we prioritize that little bit of work, we might be able to. I think. No, that tree stump is very much still in the way. There we go. So door there. We go in, we do stone. And we do grass and grass. Both of the structures are pretty much going to be done pretty quickly there. And then I think basically the only thing needed is that door, which is about to be installed. So that's fantastic news. If we go to quick build, though, we can go down here. We can grab all of that and paste it in there. And if we go to here, we can grab all of that, and it's essentially going to be pasted in there once that door gets installed and once the building is actually built, which I think it is about to be. There we go. So there we go. Paste all that in, get all that built as quick as we possibly can. Apparently we're missing some beds in this one, annoyingly, but that's fine. We can paste those, and I think it's missing a toilet as well, which is a bit weird, but all right. We'll get that in there. And, yeah, once this is all built, we can go ahead. I mean, the floors go in. We can start bringing some, campers in here, and it's gonna be amazing, is what it's gonna be. Gonna be absolutely amazing. The only thing we still gotta do, though, is power. So power, I'm thinking, I want to do this a certain way. So I think that corner there, yep, that's exactly where I wanted it. So run this all the way down to there. And all the way over to there. And power is going to run into each of the doors on each of the buildings. And then water is going to be kind of a similar thing. It's going to go up to here. It's going to come across. And water is going to run into each of the doorways as well. Just like this. Right up to there, and to there, and then just extend it one for all of the toilets. So that's going to give us a really nice area for everybody, I think. It's going to be really, really nice to get this all up and working, to get this all... I mean, it looks nice, I think. You know, I think it looks the part. Those guys need a little bit of grass in their garden there, but other than that, I think it looks fantastic.